Hey folks, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave Wildheart and welcome to another live musical performance video analysis type thingy. Just a quick update, two things. I have purchased a new microphone, but I'm still missing a piece of the technical puzzle. So I'm hoping the audio is going to be okay on this, but hopefully the next one will be even more clearer, even more lovely. Second thing, Old Rescue Dog Part 2, or to be confirmed if he will be Part 2, is currently sitting behind me again. He was squealing and did not enjoy me turning away from him and talking to you guys. So I've given him something to keep him entertained, to chew and to lick. And now you can hear a kind of coming from behind me. So, yeah, not ideal, but what can we do? Anyway, on to the video. Today we are checking out a chap called Tom T. Hall. Now, this was a much requested chap from well, many of my videos. People have said, check this guy out whenever I ask for songwriters of note. And he must be good because he was literally nicknamed The Storyteller. So he was an American country music singer, songwriter, and short story author. Oh, very cool. He was born in 1936, died in August 20th, 2021, aged 85. So, yeah, the ripe old age of 85. The video we're going to be watching is for a song called Old Dogs, Children, and Watermelon Wine. Now, the video we have is from 2011, I think, which means he was 75 when he performed this particular version, and looking good for 75. I'm very interested to hear how he'll be sounding for 75. I do like to check out the older stuff normally, but I found an older one and he didn't have his guitar and he was just singing, and then you always have to question if he's going to be actually singing in that one or it's going to be mimed or what, because I don't know what happened back in the 60s, 70s, you know. Anyway, I won't waffle too much because we want to get into it. I did do a little bit of reading through the lyrics, and it seems like well, I can see why they call him the storyteller, because he is telling a story. And actually, if you go to the Wikipedia for this song, you can see that it says here, the song is a true account of Hall's experience at the 1972 Democratic National Convention, where he had a conversation with an old porter at a Miami Beach hotel. The porter appraises his own life by concluding that the only worthwhile things are the three listed in the song's title. So, Old Dogs, Children, and Watermelon Wine. Now, Watermelon Wine, I don't really know anything about it. I'm guessing it's a southern thing, because watermelons are from the south where it's sunny. And watermelon wine, never had it. It sounds sweet, it sounds summery, it sounds comforting, it sounds nice. Very odd to kind of, well, not odd, but very interesting that he mixes it in with Old Dogs, Children, and Watermelon Wine. But anyway, let's get into it. Hey, there is a nearly 4 minute preamble from Mr. Tom T. Hall on this version, which I'm going to watch now, but I probably won't put it in the video because it's just going to be me watching a man talking to an audience. But I do encourage you to go check out the original version over on Music City Roots. Go subscribe to them, go check out the original version, and you can see what he was talking about. If there's anything of real note, I'll let you know. Hey, so well worth checking out that intro to the song. Go check it out on the original channel. It's basically Tom T. Hall giving a little bit of a history about the song, that it was a US Democratic convention, and they had it in Miami. And they had a country festival on the side to try and keep the hippies away from the convention, which apparently worked. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea. But it was back in 1967. He also talks about Johnny Cash. He's clearly a funny guy, and he has I can see why they call him a storyteller, just from talking to the audience whilst he's kind of putting a capo on. He's telling stories. Everything is coming out of his mouth is just spinning a story. Really cool. Go check it out. But now we're going to get into the song.
All right.
I like that he's not holding, well, he's holding the guitar. No straps.
How old do you think I am, he said. I said, well, I didn't know. He said, you know, I turned 65 about 11 months ago. And I was sitting in Miami pouring blended whiskey down when this old gray-black gentleman was cleaning up the lounge. Well, there wasn't anyone around except this old man and me. Guy who ran the bar was watching Ironsides on TV, and uninvited he sat down and he opened up his mind on old dogs and children and watermelon wine.
Okay, so I don't know how the original was. He did say at the beginning that he has to use a capo this time, which is different from the original studio recording. So, which is weird because you kind of think that he's got higher as he's got older, which is, or maybe he's got really, really low as he got older. So, it's an aged voice. It's like a fine whiskey or a fine wine. But he's setting the scene here, basically. He's saying he's in Miami pouring blended whiskey down, which is such an American thing to do. You know, in England, we drink scotch. Yeah, we drink single malt scotch. But in America, you guys love that blended whiskey. It really just sets a location for me. And obviously, hey, we're in Miami. This old grey black gentleman, so he's a grey-haired black guy who's cleaning up the lounge. No one around except this old man. And the guy who ran the bar was watching Ironsides on TV. Now, Ironsides, obviously, I know nothing about. It was actually, it began in 1967, which is the same time as, or same date as the US convention, the Democratic Convention, which is really nice, you know. So we're setting where it is. We've got the two characters there, well, 2.5, well, the guy who's running the bar, but two characters there, and we've got the time it is because we know it's 1967 because of the Ironsides on TV. So that's like such a cool way of setting the scene without basically saying it was 1967. Take note, folks.
You ever had a drink of watermelon wine? Yes. He told me all about it, though I didn't answer back. He said, ain't but three things in this world worth a solitary dime, except old dogs and children and watermelon wine.
Shot the child.
He said, you know, women, they think about themselves. Well, when men folk ain't around, they and friends are hard to find when they discover that you're down. He said, I tried it all when I was young and in my natural life. Now it's old dogs and children and watermelon wine.
So just stopping there. I love this old guitar he's got. I don't know what exactly it is. I didn't check out the headstock. No idea. Any guitar fans, please tell me what this is. It's clearly a bit of a beat up guitar. It's been around. It doesn't look like anything particularly special. It doesn't sound like anything special. It sounds kind of scratchy, but his delicate way he's playing it, you know, we're getting some buzz notes, some miss notes, but it's kind of all part of it, yeah, all part of this simple, raw feel. And his voice is the same. You know, I imagine in his younger days he would have hit notes differently, but this is kind of the same way I feel when I hear like Willie Nelson these days. It's just like that's just a natural evolution of voice, yeah. And it will change, but it does get more earthy, more gravelly. Sorry, my dog is still going crazy behind me. So yeah, getting into the lyrics. Ever had a drink of watermelon wine? Tell me. So this guy's now just telling him about watermelon wine. He's not even talking back to him. He's just hearing what this guy's saying. And he says there's three things in this world that's worthy, or worth a solitary dime. So these are the only things that are worth anything are old dogs, children, and watermelon wine. Now, 2 out of 3 of those I have. I have currently an old dog, a 10-year-old Amstaff, which is the one that is making these horrible noises behind me. I also have a child, But I do not have watermelon wine, and I'm disappointed. And Googling it, it doesn't seem like really much of a thing. Is it more of a like backyard kind of thing? Like, where am I going to get watermelon wine from? I could make some. Maybe I'll get some this summer. Maybe we're going to make some watermelon wine. We could do a video on it. Anyway, let's get out of that. But yeah, watermelon wine, it, like I said at the beginning, it does conjure up this idea of a southern feel. And obviously this guy is, well, he's an old grey black gentleman, presumably from the South. Okay, we're in Miami. Is it just a Miami thing? Is it a Southern thing? It's hard to say exactly, so please, if anyone does know anything about watermelon wine, let me know. He's saying women think about themselves when menfolk ain't around. Okay, so women ain't worth a dime. Friends are hard to find when they discover that you're down. Friends ain't going to be always going to be around. He said, I tried it all when I was young and in my natural prime, so he's been there, he's done it all. But the only things that are worthwhile are the old dogs, children, and watermelon wine. Ain't that the truth?
And watermelon wine. He said, you know, old dogs, they care about you. Even when you make mistakes.
That's true.
And God bless little children while they're still too young.
That's also true.
And when he moved away, I found my pen and I copied down that line about old dogs and children and watermelon wine. Well, I had to catch a plane up to Atlanta that next day. As I left for my room, I saw him picking up my chain. And that night, I dreamed in peaceful sleep of shady summertime, of old dogs and children and watermelon wine. Thank you.
Yes, please. Standing ovation, please, for this guy. Wow. Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me say one more thing.
Okay.
I'll say one more thing. It is not possible, but I wish that you folks could have had as much fun tonight as I've had. Thank you.
Oh, I bet he has. I bet he has. Wow. What a song. What a story. This is basically Tom T. Hall telling the story of how he wrote this song. A little bit of a kind of inception going on there. Super simple. I don't know how the original was. I really, really am going to listen to that straight after this video. I'm assuming it was still in the same kind of flavor, the finger-picked singer-songwriter style. I'm guessing there was no band involved because of the moving nature of the song. Wow, can you hear my dog licking in the background? Hopefully this new microphone won't be picking that up, because it is ferocious. Yeah, this song is about him saying that, well, about the story of this guy, this grey black gentleman, saying that there's 3 things left in life that are worth anything. The old dogs who care about you even when you make mistakes. Yeah, they're loyal to the very end of their lives. Children who are basically, they're still too young to hate, so the innocence of children. And watermelon wine, which I really want to have. I really need to try some watermelon wine. But he does say at the end, yeah, that night I dreamed in peaceful sleep of shady summertime, of old dogs and children and watermelon wine. So it's a summertime-based drink, which makes sense for watermelon. I do wonder if this guy in Miami was actually also reminiscing to a time when maybe back where he originated from, whichever state that was or place in America that was, maybe he is looking at this already in a nostalgic way, and yeah, you know what I mean? Really cool. Thank you very much to everyone who said I should check out Tom T. Hall, and lots of people said I have to check out this song. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. Please feel free to join the Patreon. Please try not Please ignore the dog. I do hope he hasn't been squealing through the whole thing. I'll see you again in the next video.